And I believe we are back. Okay. This is an idea I had spur of the moment. So instead of having all that voiceover extra at the beginning of the video, that's totally entirely unrelated to whatever I'm doing for the rest of the 2 hours, I could figure I could cut that out and go. Anyway. Hello, Sneaky. Welcome. Alright, anyway, this is Phoenix Wright, again. We left off with our chief, Mia, being killed, likely murdered. And, one sec here. And, let's see, move my microphone a bit. Her sister, Maya, which Beatrice believes to be the culprit. Any other guesses? From anybody? We'll start a betting pool. Streamer Duolingo lessons. I could try that maybe. I mostly do it on the tablet, the mobile. I think they have PC versions. I could try that. I'll look into that as something to do. Maybe figure out a way of getting around it. Anyway, back to Phoenix Wright. The last witness we cross-examined was Detective Dick Gumshoe, who apparently kind of forgot about the witness testimony and the fingerprint note left in blood that may or may not have been written immediately after death. We were still figuring that out. Anyway, this is the new witness who saw Maya Fey across the street from the hotel. Witness's account. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she cut up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Oh, what? That's not quite a lot to go on. Well, Your Honor? I see. It is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... wait, Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Nah, thanks, we're good. Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edward doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Alright. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. That's it? Nothing really jumps out as a contradiction. There's got to be something in there somewhere. Maybe I better just press her on the facts a bit. Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Go for it. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely, you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Objection. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. But badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. The poor girl. Order. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl? What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? And then who? I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. Oop. The one with long hair. That was Mia Fey? Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty, if that's your thing. Your thing? And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There is only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Mia Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, cheap-made lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn. I almost had her. Witness testimony. Witness's account. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? See. I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Cross-examination. Witness's account. Any of you catch it already? I did see everything. I did. So, you saw me then, too? Of course. I'd remember that spiky hair anywhere. Spiky? The witness will refrain from personal attacks on the defense attorney. Aw, was I a bad girl? I'm sorry. Very well. Continue. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Is that right, as in you're right, as you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right. It was my right hand, right? Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. That's what that's what she was wearing. Oh, and her hair was all done up like a bun. What happened then? And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. Where did this weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. I see. What sort of weapon was it? That clock. The kind of statue-y clock? The thinker, I think? Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think? Well, it's a pretty simple one to... Everyone else sees it as a statue. Objection, Miss May. What you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. Objection. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. That was close. If you stopped me there, the trial would be over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yeah, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co. No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard from my hotel room. The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly... Just have a look, as soon as you can. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright? Can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is the phone conversation from Maya. Take that! Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. My heart goes out for you, Edgeworth. Not. Let's hear the conversation. Beep. So, you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you, then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Beep. Your Honor, I think this recording makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone. And this was recorded in the morning, before the witness even arrived at her house, at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yeah, we do. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness has not seen the clock before. The statue itself. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. Ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. It's impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you were shopping for a better excuse. Oh? My excuse is not on sale today? Oh? She looked kinda mad. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh. Silly me. Did I, like, lose it? I guess I did. This is scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. Sorry, Your Honor, I blew a gasket. Don't worry about it. Nothing's wrong here. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me the evidence you're proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. She apparently wiretapped my defendant's phone. Have a look at this. That... I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Objection. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... Oop, nope. The conversation itself again. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Beep. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again, what's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Objection. Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May, shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's no fair. All of you are ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping irrelevant? She's saying exactly what Edward wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of speech, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Huh, I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can, and will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say, way. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee? You know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? That's the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime, with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're gonna let her just walk away? There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Call the bellboy as a witness? The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious there, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I think you've gotten quite low enough already. Objection! I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer. Thus, she is innocent. Therefore, you must accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty. On the spot. What should I do? Obviously, just give up. Just flat out give up. That's what we need to do. Alright. I've got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. Yeah, welcome to the Phoenix Wright law system. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. Tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Witness testimony. Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right. I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Cross-examination. Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. Yep. Trying to do the keyboard shortcuts. Apparently I can't. What exactly is it you do at the hotel? Why, anything required of me, sir. I check in guests. I check guests out. I clean rooms. I make beds. I even deliver room service, sir. I checked Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, You will refrain from asking frivolous questions. Sorry. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. 9 o'clock on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV, and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9 o'clock, the time of the murder. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. Precisely. 9 o'clock, then? Precisely. Exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy? I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9 o'clock. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9 o'clock, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embarrasser, sir. Embarrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest. Wait. Please wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Objection. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Check-in, room service, or bed making? I'm gonna go with check-in. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Oh, alright. Very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me. What exactly was a disappointment? Well, I am not without charm, sir. But even I'd have little chance with her lover there. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? Objection. I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In this new light, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. You agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Who? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... the bellboy. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. So. That went rather well, I think. We did pretty good, if I do say so myself. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. And then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no. I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh? I get it. What happens to Miss May after that anyways? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm gonna find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that got left on the record. May testimony added to the court record. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to get her free. To be continued. Saving. Probably don't really need to save, considering I got save states. Give me a sec. Alright, there we are. Sorry about that. September 7th, 3:11 p.m. Detention Center. Visitor's room. Well, hello. I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not. You stinking lawyer. I hope you die. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen Miss May. No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask. Unfortunately, there's nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head? Here we go again. Please. You're scaring the security guard. So? What is it you wish to ask of me, then? For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked? That man. About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. Maybe I had something get her to talk. Why did you place a wiretap on Mia's phone? Oh, when you say it like that, it sounds so cold. So criminal. Tapping people's phone is a crime, Miss May. Oh, and I suppose you learned that in lawyer school, Creep. This woman is impossible to talk to. Your attitude? Say, why are you so angry? I mean, you don't look like a bad person. Oh, that does it. Bottom-fitting, scum-sucking lawyer. Bottom? I can't tell. Does she have a thing against lawyers, or just against me? Oop. I accidentally, clicked the wrong button again. Alright. Well, let's try presenting her testimony. Oop, not that one. That one. No. Well, let's just present the wiretap. Hey, guess what? Actually, I, really hate your guts. So get lost, because, well, I'm not cooperating. Thanks. I noticed. Yeah, you can present evidence to people on the exploratory part, but they don't always have to do anything about it. Yep, and they just have that same block statement. Hey, guess what? Actually, I hate your guts. Alright. Well, nothing to do here, I guess. See you later. Let's go to law offices, I guess. September 7th, Fanco Law Offices. Looks like forensics is taking the day off today. Detective Gumshoe's nowhere in sight. The police really gave this place a working over. I doubt there are any valuable clues left. Suppose it can't hurt to take a good look around, though. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing left. And this is the part that might not be so awesome about the game. Me just bumbling around till I find something. September 7th, Gatewater Hotel, room 303. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself. Oh, thanks. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only help the Gatewater's rep, as they say. Huh? Rep? Yes. Our reputation will swell as the hotel where the murderer used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. It will be great for business, sir. Whoa. Miss May hasn't been charged with murder. I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murderer iced coffee. Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream? So, you are our honored guest. Please let me know if there's anything I can bring you. Miss May. About Miss May. Oh, her? Sir, not to boast, but I knew the moment I saw her. She'd do it, I said. Do what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person here is this guy. A man with May. I want to ask you about the man who was with Miss May. Ah, yes. He struck me as a real lady killer, if you'll pardon the expression. I knew it from the moment I saw him, sir. He and I are of the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger. There we are in total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy. If you had a photo of that man, I'm quite sure I could identify him. A photo? Unfortunately, I don't. Could you tell me about this hotel? Absolutely. And on that subject, I have an excellent idea, sir. Currently, this hotel is known as the Gatewater. I propose that we add a subtitle. A subtitle? The Gatewater Hotel. Murder Manor. Well, what do you think? Sounds great. Whatever floats your tea set. Actually, I think I do have... Might have... no. Can we look at anything? There's still a screwdriver stuck in that drawer. Ah, please leave that as it is, sir. That's the Drawer of Terror, hiding place of the murderer's wiretap. It's set to become one of the most popular attractions here. This guy's serious. I don't believe it. Check the tea set. A bottle and 2 glasses rest on the table. Why hasn't he cleaned these up by now? Ah, I beg your pardon, sir. But if you could please refrain from touching those. It's part of the decor. I call it the last drink before murder. We'll be famous. The talk of the hotel industry. Yeah, sure. Whatever floats your tea set, buddy. I think that's just about it. There we are. We've got a picture of the guy. I don't know if we do. Well, let's go to Grossberg, the only other place we got. September 7. Grossberg Law Offices. Huh. Looks like Grossberg is out today. Again. Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason. Something seems different about this place. Just a little. There's kind of a big missing painting now. Wait a second. Wasn't there a giant painting hanging on that wall? Yeah, it was a painting of... I think it was fishermen. Wasn't it? It wasn't a very memorable painting anyhow. I guess that's that. We got a picture here. What's this? Old photos? There are 2 lying here. Something's been written on pencil on the backs. DL6 Incident, Exhibit A. DL6 Incident, Exhibit B. Let's take a look at these. Exhibit A? I'm sure I've seen this person somewhere. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. I'm sure no one will miss just one little photo. And it might be a valuable clue. I'll take it for now. Photograph quietly added to the court record. And a photo lies on the desk. Maybe I should switch it with the one I took? Sure, that's a dude. I'll swap it then. Photograph added to the court record. Alright. Let's back out and let's see if we can move around a bit. And that was the hotel we needed to get to. Present him with a picture of a guy. On the back of the words, DL6 Exhibit B are written in pencil. Take a look at this photo. That's him, detective. I'm the lawyer. Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once. You know how it is. No, I don't. Without a doubt, that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that that's him? An affidavit? This guy's way too excited about this. Nah, we don't need an affidavit. Well, sure, why not? Yes, I've always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth, I'll be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit. Just hurry up and write it. Bellboy's affidavit added to the court record. Not even Miss May can play dumb to this. Describes the man who stayed with Miss May in the hotel on the night of the murder. Oop. Thanks for this. No, not at all, sir. I hope you'll use it to take that Miss May down hard, sir. Hard. Why do I sense an unhealthy level of excitement behind that unchanging smile? His tea set is rattling. There we are. That's fun. And detention center, I believe, is where we go next. You again? Can't you take a hint and stay gone? Hey, the only reason I'm back here is because you won't talk to me. Oh, so it's my fault now? You don't just have spiky hair, you also have a spiky heart. That does it. When this case is done, I'm shaving my head. And it was this one. For committing one. But that would tarnish the hotel's reputation. He couldn't do that. Could you have a look at this? What's that? The bellboy's affidavit. He told us everything he saw. He told us about the man you checked in with. He told us who he was. No, I'm getting somewhere. Push her hard. He did ask us to, anyway. This is it. All or nothing. Time to do a little bluff. No use playing dumb, if, indeed, that's an act. If you don't talk, I'm taking this photo to the press. What? Even though he should be a witness to murder, this man is in hiding. I'm sure the press would have a field day with his reputation. Fine, I'll talk. You win, lawyer. Yes! Man, that felt good. It's great to be alive. Why are you pumping your fists in the air? Now, tell me about the man you were with. That man. He's my boss. Red White, the president of the information gathering conglomerate, Blue Corp. Red? White? Information gathering? Well, I suppose you could call them a detective agency. So this is the man that was with you the night of the murder? I'm scared to talk. I don't want to end up like her. It's okay. I'll just ask Mr. White himself. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? Mr. Red White, at last. Finally, a lead on this guy. If April May couldn't have done it, that leaves him. Time to take action. Discarded the bellboy's affidavit. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing for this first game. Discarding evidence. Just to make room in inventory, because this was the game made on the Game Boy. It had finite space. So. Alright. Let's go check. Oop. Wrong button again. So check out this Blue Corp from a Mr. Red White. And the logo is green. September 7th, Blue Corp Incorporated, CEO's office. Some bit different. What's with the surreal decor? Welcome. Please furnish me with the title of your personage. What the? Your name. What's your name? I was just inquirably asking the title that you go by. Wright. Phoenix Wright. Inquirably? Mr. Wright, is it? Right, I see. Splendiferous. Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. What is this guy's problem? I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Corp. You know, corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite. So I'm afraid I am not used to conversing with the wordily challenged. What a fruitcake. Let me guess. You are an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you would come to meet me like this. What did you mean by that? No matter. So, what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Yipes, this guy's arrogance meter is off the scale. Yeah. Words. Yeah, don't worry, those were just big fancy words. Basically, asked for his name, told me I'm kind of an idiot, and how can he help me? And also some splendiferous isn't really a word, it's like awesome cool man. Kind of a word. Alright, let's see what you got here. Miss May. Miss May is an employee of Blue Corp, is she not? Correct. She was my secretariat. What shook it was to hear what she had done. What she has done. You mean the wiretap? Indeed. She is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties. But I assure you, we do not condone illegal methods. It is ineffable that she would do this. It sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May into a scapegoat. Night of the murder. On the night of the murder, were you in April May's hotel room? Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place. My motto is, don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White, the hotel bellboy has stated on the record that he does remember you very clearly. No matter, the bellboy can say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand. Although, I doubt you'd be capable of doing that. He raises a good question, actually. I probably should play a Resident Evil game. I've been recommended it a couple times now. I actually haven't. Why didn't prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May. Oh. The police, the courts. To me, they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement. Alrighty then. What kind of company is Blue Corp anyway? Excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future, you might say. We are the future. Sell information? In just 10 years, I've built this business up into the grand office you see now. No. In case you were wondering, Blue Corp was named after the color blue. I, Red White of Blue Corp, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why, do you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not? Sure, buddy. Sure. That painting. There's something that's been bothering me. Yes? What might that be? That big painting on the wall over there. When did you get it? Say, when did you get that painting? No idea. I forgot. I've seen that painting before. Yesterday, in fact. Why do I find that painting here today? Mr. Wrong, was it? Right. It appears you not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? A lawyer? No, my feeble friend. A mere lawyer. Worth nothing. Zilch. Zippo. Nada. Just like that sorry excuse for an attorney. Grody Burger. What? He punched me. Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, eh? Charge me with assault? Charge away. I welcome it, for it is you who'll be found guilty. What? Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding. So you say. But I wonder, is that kind of control really possible? I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your comprehension. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume. Mr. Grossberg's, yes. Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle. There's nothing more to discuss. Alrighty. I guess we'll go with his affidavit. Where'd it go? Oh, I got rid of the affidavit, right. Well, let's go with this one. Would you be kind enough to cease your inane chattering and vacate the premises? Let me put it in language you are sure to understand. Shut up and get out. I have nothing more to say. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's go to Grossberg's office, I guess. Maybe he'll have something for us to say. Huh? I don't think he's noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat. Jump back, Jehoshaphat! Oh, you! What's wrong? You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess. Something's really bothering him. That much is clear. Today's trial. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. Couldn't get a wink of sleep. Really? What was that? Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. Okay. I asked before, but why did you refuse her request for defense? I think I have a right to know. A right, Mr. Wright? No, I'm sorry. It's just... I need more time to think about it, my boy. He does seem troubled about something. Starting to have a feeling I know what it is. Mr. White. So, I paid Blue Corp a visit. Oh? Oh, I see. Mr. Grossberg, I have to admit, something has been bothering me. Oh? What is it? Well, out with it, my boy. You see, it's just... that big painting. Mr. Grossberg, sir. There was a giant painting hanging right there the other day, was there not? The one you said you had no intention of parting with? Well, I saw it. Today. It was in the CEO's office at Blue Corp. Red White's office. So, you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting. Mr. Grossberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow. Connected, you say? Yes, and I know what it is. You're lovers. It's not something I can claim to understand, but you and Mr. White are lovers, aren't you? What? My boy! You sent that painting to him, as a sign of undying love. My boy, please, you're letting your fancies run away with you. Where do you get these bizarre ideas? I don't understand how you could... That's because I'm not. We're not... Don't be ridiculous. Enough. I'll swallow my pride and tell you all. I knew it. They are lovers. No, we are not lovers. Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years now. 15 years. All because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed. The name on the back of those photographs. As you suspected, I could not stand in defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me if I did. So that's the connection. It's hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh on impossible. Impossible? Why? He has information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. What? They are bound, unable to do harm to themselves, and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many years. Maybe a bit more than just years. The DL6 incident. What is the DL6 incident? DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium. A spirit medium. A medium? Her name was Misty Fey. Fey? Indeed. She was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police. And she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. This is what Maya was talking about the other day. I did all I could for her, and in the end, cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident. Reason for blackmail. But why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg? The DL6 incident was top secret at the time. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. I told him. You told White? He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it, and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. I see. White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. Mia's office? She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found. Alright. Interesting. I think we had a receipt here. Sorry, my boy. I don't think I can help you with that. Alright. Floor plans? Nope. Sorry, sir. I borrowed this. Ah, so it was you, my boy. Who is this man? It's a long story. I'll be needing that back now. He doesn't want to talk about it for some reason. I'd better give him back this photograph. Return borrowed photograph to Mr. Grossberg. There we are. Alrighty. Wrong button again. Well. Let's check out the law office again. It's funny, looking at this room. It seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. Let's check the books, I guess. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which file should I look at? Let's see if there's a record in this file that catches my eye. That was a bad one. A, B, F. Misty Fey. That's Mia and Maya's mother. Should I take a look? I have tarnished the Fey name, leaving only these words, my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the ESP that runs my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold that information to the press. This parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... the record stops there. So, Mia knew Grossberg. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. J through S. Let's see, J through S. Nothing much in here. Maybe I'll just skim some of this. Skim. Yeah, well, no harm in flipping through a bit, I guess. The biggest part's here, at the end, in S. Suicide? Ew. She has a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White? This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought she was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. Newspaper clipping added to the court record. Let's check the other one, too. Yeah, let's go with the last one, just to be sure. T-U, I know, W, White. The entire W section is missing. Was it taken? Couldn't be. There we are. Go to Blue Corp, I guess? Present him his own folly. Well, aren't you persistent? Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you. Mr. Lawyer. I really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message had not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear? Transparent. Give me a sec here. Article about a politician's suicide. The word White is written in pen at the top. Might not be the best idea, but it's all I really got at the moment. This is the only clue that Leah left me. I better make this one count. Mr. White, see this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then, one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life. And this concerns me how? I found this article in Mia's office. Miss Mia? She had a file with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You blackmailed him. You were blackmailing him. Blackmail? Not just him, either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation, Mr. Wrong. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Beep. Secretary's office. Hello? Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. White. You're wrong. You're wrong, Mr. White. Excuse me? What I should be doing now is going after you. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then, Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So, the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White. You did it. Beep. Secretary's office. We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. One moment, please. White? Is that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this? Hello, Chief Prosecutor? I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify. What? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quiet, dude. I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but could be violent. What? What man? Are you even listening? The executioner. The hatchet man. The liquidator. The killer man. What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you are in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police. Now. Beep. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer. As was Miss Mia. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you, and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers' association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they make even you look competent. I feel faint. Detective Gumshoe, reporting, sir. Butts! Harry Butts! Right. Actually, Phoenix Wright. And my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right. Sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right? Detective Gumshoe, I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. What? Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. September 8th, 3:37 p.m. Detention Center. Visitor's Room. Whew. Things have definitely been getting spicy. To quote a certain someone. I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me. And the prosecution will be in on it, of course. Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right. Mr. Wright. Oh, Maya. Great. They let you out of detention. Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you. I'm afraid we've switched places. What? You mean, you? I explained what had happened to Maya. I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well, help me break out of here. Right, okay, listen up. I want you to help me break out of here. You mean a jailbreak? Yeah, tonight's our only chance. Alright. Huh? Oh, I'd better go get a hacksaw while the stores are still open. Oh, and a rope ladder, and a getaway car. Can you drive? Wait. What? I'm kidding. It was a joke. No way. No, really. I was kidding. But thanks. It's good to know that you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay. Then come to the court tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. It's the beginning of a new century, yet with crime it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finished in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself. Tomorrow, the true culprit will appear as a witness. This is it. It's me or him. To be continued. Saving. September 9th, 9:52 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. Well, I guess this is it. Yep. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Phoenix, look! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the public prosecutor's office yesterday. He told me that whatever Mr. Wright says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What? Does White have the judge in his pocket too? So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of story? I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie, to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth. You've changed. Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix, right? Phoenix? Well, the court will be opening for session soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. He's not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. We got this. September 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 1. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of another witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why this witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Well, let's go with an objection. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. You get to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name? Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my loquacious confuse? Name. These two are great together. They might be the lovers. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I'm the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there? Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Witness testimony. witness's account. Let's see. It was about 9 o'clock, I believe. I was quietly that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well. Defendant? Mr. Wright? Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Just lovely. Just lovely, isn't it? Witness's account. Let's go. The bellboy didn't see him. Maybe. Let's see, it was about 9 o'clock, I believe. Yeah. How do you know that time it was? Because I am always absolutely perfect, you know? No. You're not getting away with that. You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So, what was the proper term for secretary again? Anyway, Miss May ordered room service for 9 o'clock. It happened soon after the room service arrived. That's what Miss May said, too. Press further. True, the bellboy who brought the coffee saw Miss May. But he testified that he did not see you at the time. This is your concern? Silly lawyer. Miss May received the coffee outside the room. Of course you could not see me. You would need X-ray vision to pull off something like that. Tell us, what were you doing at that time? I was quietly that's reading to you, some papers by the window. By window, you mean the one directly across from the Fanco law office? Correct. That is the only window, you see. And there you were reading papers? Correct. The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel, and I am a busy man who had business to do. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. So, you were reading your papers until you heard that sound? But of course, I am no snoop, peeping out of windows at night. No snoop? Yeah, right. You've made a career out of snooping. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Spiky-haired? Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that the assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes, 40. 40? Don't add them together. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is the judge on anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was surprised, of course. What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV, and was weeping openly. Did you know she had been tapping the Fay office phone? Objection. Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone on this Fay woman. You'd make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, after all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course. Comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always absolutely perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail? The victim ran to the left, and you gave chase. So funny. You've seen nothing yet. Are you sure about that? How many times must I say it? I am absolutely perfect. End of story. How many times must I hear that? Psst, Phoenix. Doesn't something about that strike you as a little odd? Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. Impaction? Don't you mean just impact? Ridiculousity. I think you need to brush up on your language skills. And second thought, perhaps I'd better leave the whole language thing alone. Did Edgeworth prep this guy, too, I wonder? Anyway, I'd better find a weakness in there. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. Quietly proves fighting, that's reading through some papers in the window. And then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was surprised, of course. The victim ran to the left, and you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. Unfortunately, Miss May's own testimony, I believe. The victim dodged an attack, but then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. Contradiction. Objection. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly said that the victim ran right. Oh, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Miss May says right, and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses are telling the truth. For once. I doubt it. Or rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There's one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing right here. Show the court where Mr. White was standing. He was the victim. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from his viewpoint, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. This is where the killer was standing. Order. I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion. Objection. The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing? The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well. Let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Witness testimony. She ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see? You hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. She ran to the left. And have you pick up what the problem might have been? Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Autopsy. There you go. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. So, were you watching both times? I suppose I was. And please excuse me for not testifying to this sooner. What do you think, Phoenix? I think we've got him right where we want him. He slipped? Let him laugh for now. I'll soon wipe that smile off his face. Alright, let's see here. Give me one sec. Autopsy report. Objection. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court that you were abso-positively perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. Objection! The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. Objection! The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that that there be no break, Your Honor. Very well. If the witnesses would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this one now, White. Mr. White? Okay. Witness testimony. The two accounts. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you hit her with a single blow. Thwap! Thwap indeed. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Cross-examination. The two accounts. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing? Huh? Oh, the glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Actually, yeah, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The witness will revive his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. The glass stand was lying on the floor? That's the first I've heard of this. Why didn't you tell us about the stand before? Why? Me? Well, I was instructed not to— Wait! One moment. Give me a minute to gather my thoughts. I'm so confused. White's falling apart. Objection! Your Honor, please, I ask that you do not allow the witness to be badgered any further. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Edgeworth is on the ropes. Very well. The witness may continue his account. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. Hey, man, sorry. Just in time for the big finale. Oop. Uh-huh. He wouldn't be able to see the light stand. Gotcha. Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White? What do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards of the glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I gotta work on my screams for this game. There'll be a lot of them. Mr. White? Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor? Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get our verdict. Objection! That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White. I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now? What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honor. The question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, It is a fact that Mr. White has been to the office well before the murder took place. He went to the place, the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretap. Leave it to me. I feel faint. Witness testimony. The wiretapping. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. This is when I saw this glass light stand. So, you saw the stand before the night of the incident, and this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over. By the sound? Correct. That is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. What am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. I think I'm going to try and continue on with this one. Cross-examination. The wiretapping. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. Hold it. Do you have proof? Objection. Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Right. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Mia's phone? Objection. This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. That is when I saw this glass light stand. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauticious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. Damn it. There's nothing for me to press him on. Well, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. What do we got here? September 5th. Broken remains of a glass light stand, broken beyond all recognition. Clock in the form of a statue. The clock gears have been removed, made by Larry Butts. Founder's Maze hotel room. Receipt. Department store receipt with the letters written in blood on the back. Made a testament. Victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. Floor plans. Not really much to go on. Alright, let's try this again. Do you have proof? Objection. Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. Right. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. All that. Was it really you that went into the office? Or was it Miss May? Objection. Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay & Co. law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's. And if I know Whiteworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Mia's phone? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I've run out of ammo. I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. No more. I can't take this anymore. Mr. Wright, are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix. Phoenix, over here. I know that voice. Mia? Never give up, Phoenix. Mia? Where am I? The waiting lobby. What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake. Hey, Phoenix. Yeah? That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. You're... Maya? Didn't you know the Fey women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appeared that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So, Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right. I am Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's what I came here to tell you. But... We don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won. Huh? You have the receipt in the court record, right? Oh, yeah. The one you wrote Maya on. Phoenix. Wright wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000? Wow. Big spender. Item. Glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4th. September 4th? That's right, Phoenix. I bought that stand the day before I was killed. Whoa. Now, what did Mr. Wright say in his testimony? It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent. Now you just have to prove it. Right. Receipt updated in the court record. Yeah, I was waiting for that reaction too. The chat with victims of murder. Yeah, the Fae have the ability to channel the dead. They physically turn into them, which is one of the reasons why they have loose-fitting robes. It's, yeah. Also an excuse for artists to do things. September 9th, 1:16 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 1. I'm going to finish this up. I think this is the last bit for the case. The trial will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Is the defendant... Rather, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. Then, let's start where we left off. Your Honor, there's nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, please, give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you. But, as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. The wiretapping. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. No, it was not. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? You're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. The other side? Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of that receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase? Why, that's the day before the murder. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. I do need to practice that one. Well, Mr. Wright? Can't get out of this one, can you? No. It's impossible. Impossible. Uh-oh. He's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a lot of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Then, that is all for the trial of... Objection! Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. Eh? What? No way he can worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot. It's Edgeworth. There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Object. Poof. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial any further. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? If anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether your claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied. What? The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. No. There's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up something. After Mia showed to help me and all. Mr. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course. Thank you for your time. Get... The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix. Read this note out loud. Mia? What's this? Memo received from Mia. Your Honor, if I may? You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. You bet I am. My life is riding on this one. I have something I would like to read to the court. A list of people's names in Mia's handwriting. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop! Desist! Halt! Please, stop! Make him stop! How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt, right here, right now, or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with a thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that, if only you knew how spirited it was. Well, this court finds the defense, rather, the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. September 9th, 2:24 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby. Number 1. It just keeps going. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, but congratulations. You're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me, and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. As long as you live? My time here is running out. Huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. What? No. There's still so much to say. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. It's Chief. I'm not the Chief anymore. Phoenix? Can you come to the office tonight? Say 9 o'clock? The office? I'll see you later. Chief. Mia. September 9, 9:02 p.m. Fay & Co. Law Offices. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came. Mia. I was kind of worried you might not. Huh? Of course I came. Well then. I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? You should see your face. Mia! What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. Maya? What? Did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Maya? Why are you here? Because of this. See? Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of... Huh? She means the office. This office. Someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. Law offices, right? And who better but me, Maya Fay, reporting for duty. Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick. Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? That's a great name. Mia said that's what your friend Larry calls you. Nick? You know what this means? We're partners. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. Law offices. It's got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here, watching. That's not creepy. Right. Okay, Nick, let's do it. Huh? Do what? Burgers, dummy. Burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on, time's a-wasting. Okay, wait up. The end. Okay, there we go. That'll be it for today's stream, which overshot by a fair amount. Brand new episode has been added. Turnabout Samurai. Anywho, that's it for today. Long overdue for today. See you later. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you appreciated some of the bizarreness of the Phoenix Wright series. Always watching Ghost Striker Detective. Well, you get to laugh at us being completely baffled by Umineko. We get to watch you being baffled by Phoenix Wright, because none of this makes sense, but it perfectly does. Anyway, see you guys later. Have a good one.